Well, good afternoon, everybody. This is Sue, the Soggy Stamper, and I am delighted to share with you how to make this card. It is not what I started out to make, but I am very delighted with the end results. Rain or shine, it is stamping time, and today is a gray, rainy day, typical of the Pacific Northwest. Unfortunately, our beautiful fall and warm weather has passed us by now, and we're under an atmospheric river. I did not know such a thing could occur, but yes, lots of rain. At any rate, so this is the card, and what's cool about this card, first off, I did not know that this ribbon would tie into a bow, but it does nicely. At any rate, I'm using the Prairie Grass stamp set. Has some wonderful sayings. Sometimes life is just hard. So very sorry. My shoulder is yours, sending the healing power of love. You're not alone. I'm here for you. So depending on the relationship you have with a person who's having problems, there's a saying that will work for any one of them. And I'm also using the Designer Series paper, Thoughtful Journey. I can't show you the whole sheet because I have run out of it. But it is this design. That kind of lines up. Let's see. Cut the piece apart and got, so that went there. And this goes over here on this side. No, this was like here. Oh, this is the corner. That's right. This is the way it went. It was this way. So I've cut it into several different pieces. But let's start out with the basic first. I'm going to use Cajun Craze cardstock for the base. And my idea had been I had seen a card made where when you open it up, this piece would pull open. However, I could not get it to pull up and far enough to have this whole thing show. So I punted after working at it for a long time. I have figured out, I think, how I need to do it next time round. So maybe I'll have it for next Friday. At any rate, this is what the inside is. And I love the way I ended up putting the paper here. That was because I got sticky all over here. One of those things when you have a problem, a boo-boo, cover it with Designer Series paper. And I added this piece here to have a little bit of variety. Okay, so start with the cardstock, and it is scored, it's a gatefold, but it is scored kind of off. It is scored at 2.5. And turned it around. Man, my scoring thing is getting weak. 2.5. Press it harder. There, now it's scored. Turned it around, and at 1 3/4. And I could have just extended it over like at 2.5, right here like at 2.5, and moved it over till here. It would have been about 7 maybe, but I didn't want to have to open up the extension. My setup for doing my Facebook Lives is a light box. And at the time that I bought it, I thought it would be plenty big enough. So the opening is slightly off center by about a quarter of an inch. So that's the card base. Now on the sides, I debated about what to put. I decided that the Blossom Pink, no, that's not what it's called. Anyway, this pink would go on either side. Decided that color would be great. And I wanted it to have some texture. So I used this new embossing folder, Gathering Leaves. It was an online exclusive in the online exclusive that was released on September. And I think, can you see that it's just little tiny leaves all over it? It makes nice, delicate print, embossed print. So these, one of these is petal pink, yeah. It's 2 1/4 by 5 1/4. That's this one, and the other one is 1 1/2 by 5 1/4. So we'll apply that. Because it is embossed, normally I would just do the corners, but embossing makes your paper cardstock kind of curl sometimes, so I'm being a little more generous with the adhesive. So there's that side. I'll put this up on my blog, thesoggystamper.com, with the measurements. Okay, now on the inside, I have this Designer Series paper. Again, this is 1 1/2 by 5 1/4. Put that there. And the 2 1/4 by 5 1/4. Yeah, the other side's really pretty too. Sometimes it's hard to choose. I was really glad that they put this. This came out last fall, I think. I'm really happy they put it into the annual catalog. So we've got that part. Card base is finished. Now on the inside, we have a piece of basic white cardstock that is 3 1/2 by 3 3/4. And the 3 3/4 goes this way. And then I have this strip that is 1 inch by 3 1/2. Put it right there to decorate the inside, to carry the theme through. Get straight. And that's pretty straight. So now the greeting on the inside, I've got sending the healing power of love. On the front, I'm going to put so very sorry. So on this one, you could have used you're not alone, I'm here for you, or my shoulder is yours. you could probably have fit on Sometimes Life is Just Hard, or you could have stamped it and cut it. But I'm going to put that here. I hope I get it straight. The new stamp sets going forward are all photopolymer. And I love photopolymer because you can see exactly where you're stamping. And none of this, I hope I get it straight. When you put on the labels on these, sometimes you can't get it exactly right. Okay, so then we're going to put that in the center here. That. You still have room to write a little bit of, and just sign it if you want. Okay, now for the front, another piece of basic white, and this one is 3 3/8 by 4 5/8. I wanted it to be just slightly larger than this piece of designer series paper. But before we put them together, I'm going to do some stamping. I would love to have used this one, but it's really a large stamp. It would be perfect if you have a narrow card, but for the size cards, the 5.5 by 4 1/4, it's too big. I don't think it would even fit. No, it's even too big for, well, it barely would fit if you did it on the horizontal. But it's a lovely, lovely stamp. I'm going to use this one instead. It's the, kind of looks like cattails, but I've also seen grasses that have this type of thing. I'm going to stamp it 3 times. This is the designer series paper. I'm going to use the Cajun Craze ink. I'm going to stamp in the middle. And stagger it a bit. To give it some height. This one I think I'm going to stamp off the bottom edge. I chose the Cajun Craze because that is the color I see in the greenery, or in the plants in the designer series paper. So if you're watching this, for some reason my iPad, I cannot call up to see if anybody's watching. But go ahead and leave comments if you want, and I will respond to them when I get through filming. I don't have an assistant to monitor that for me. And I'm going to use liquid glue this time because I have just 1/8 of an inch border. And if I use the seal, it's not forgiving if you have to adjust. I rarely use the 1/8 of an inch border because if you cut it slightly crooked, it's obvious. I'm going to burnish this again another time to make sure the folds are nice and tight. And this piece will go over just like that. over the center, and I'm going to put adhesive on this area. So there, it opens up. Love it. It's so great when you're making something and it turns out the way, you know, the way you would like it for it to be. And this ribbon is the loosely woven irregular weave trim. It's kind of stiff, that's why I wasn't sure it would work. And you'll notice I made this holder, and it helps to keep the ribbon from coming unwound. And you can just kind of pull it around till you get the length you want. And then cut it off. I hope that's long enough. I'll take a little more. And see how lovely it is? It doesn't come unrolled. And I thought this would be good to have to close your card because it doesn't lay flat. Well, this is going to be not a good, nope, no bow. I didn't leave it long enough. So I'm just going to make a nice knot. And that is very effective too. And one last thing is the greeting on the front. So very sorry. One of our friends at church passed away this week. And so I'm going to send this card to her husband. So I stamped this on basic white, and then I used the most smallest die of the textured note dies. I love them because they have a variety of designs in it. So as you stamp them, you have a little bit of a border. Can you see the border on this one? I'm going to pop it up with Stampin' Dimensionals. Oh, come on. Well, I'm going to use a piece of Stampin' Dimensional. Can't waste the borders, can we? So I'll just tear it off like that. And there we have our card. Excuse me. A couple of things I'd like to remind you of. Today is the last day of the free shipping that Stampin' Up! Is offering. So if you better go get busy and pick up those things you've been thinking about and take advantage of it. It would be a good time to place an order for restocking your paper. Anyway, So this is last day of free shipping, and we have we have exactly another week of the starter kit sale. It's only $35, I believe, to get the starter kit, and with that you get $125 worth of free product of your choice, along with the paper and catalogs and things that you need to start your business. Or for $99, you get, I think, $169 worth of product for your choice. And I'd love to have you on my team of demonstrators. It's great to be a demonstrator. I've been one for 24 years and cannot imagine not being a demonstrator as part of my life. I love the people I've met, and it's exciting to meet new people. And I love teaching people how to make beautiful cards. So thanks for watching. I'm Sue Erickson, the Soggy Stamper. Rain or shine, it's stamping time. If you have any questions, you can email me, sue@soggystamper.com. And my blog is www.soggystamper.com. If you need any of the products, go to my blog, and in the upper right-hand corner, there's a little button that says Shop 24/7. Click on that, and it will take you to my online store. Thank you very much, and I appreciate any business that you give me. So, see you next Friday at 4 o'clock. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Bye-bye.